I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Miso Chian. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm excellent. Thanks for asking. I appreciate that tremendously. Misa, what part of the world are you in right now?
We're based in San Francisco, California.
All right, sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm.
So please do tell me which of your talents that you've been operating in is responsible for us connecting up to this point.
I am a serial entrepreneur. I love entrepreneurship, building companies. And a couple years ago, I started a startup with my husband. We co-founded a company around customer service surveys. So it's really all centered around customer service, improving that within businesses, and really bringing it to the next level.
Yeah. And she's being very humble. Like, I remember having this conversation with Praiseworthy last year, and I was fascinated by the service and how it works. It's really a model of customer service, right? So the customer is practically communicating directly with the producer, if you would, technically. Yeah, it's like I give you a product and you could then hit a review so I know what I'm doing, if it's good or not good, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's really about individually reviewing the person that you worked with in a business. We deliver that feedback directly to the front line. We're the only feedback tool that does that and shows that employee how they're performing after an interaction that happened.
Yeah, you said it much better than me. It's a good thing you're the co-founder. That's great. So tell me, please, who did you learn that skill from in terms of creating platforms for communication?
I do have to say a lot of the credit goes to my co-founder, the CEO, Nico. He's really built the product from the ground up. I'm primarily in charge of marketing and sales of the product. And so together, we've really built this platform based on our users' needs, based on what we've seen worked, what needs to be improved out there in the field, and just kind of ran with it the last couple of years.
Intriguing. So, hey, it seems as though we're hitting humility consistently, right? Where you're taking yourself out of the lane, if you would, right? So who did you learn that from? Humility.
I've had some advisors in the past that have really inspired me. I think just having some great advisors. I was a part of an entrepreneur club at UCLA when I attended college, and it was called EMS, Entrepreneur Mentor Society, and a great mentor there called Sean Tan. And he, it's just important to have role models who you look up to, because entrepreneurship can be a really tough journey. You have to be extremely resilient. You've got to kind of just never give up, even when the going gets tough, even when it's a roller coaster. And that's just a really important trait to have. And I think that makes the majority of entrepreneurs very humble, because there's no one that's crushing it all the time. There's no one that is just doing amazing. I mean, they could tell the press can tell that story, but that's not human nature. That's not how life works. So I think that definitely brings a lot of humility to the picture of entrepreneurship.
That's intriguing. Yeah, well, definitely humility can have its challenges, and entrepreneurship by extension. Nevertheless, Lisa, why would you continue to repeat the skill?
Repeat the skill of humility, or?
Yeah, sure. You said it. I love it.
I think that in my first major business, it was a food truck business. It was called Nom Nom Truck. Right when launching, we were selling out of food all the time. We got amazing press, New York Times, reality TV show on the Food Network. You name the major press, we were in it. And, I got a little cocky in the beginning, the first couple years of running it. I think the first 2 years. And I thought it would just always go up. And towards the third year, things got a little tough. The food truck bubble burst, and we needed to really work on our business model, make it more profitable. And I think that business really gave me a wake-up call that, you can't be crushing it all the time as an entrepreneur. And that business actually ended up failing because I had a falling out with my business partner, and we had no way of saving the business, of selling it to one another. So it was a really tough time. And I think when someone goes through a failure, which the majority of entrepreneurs, they have one failure or another, whether it's within their business or another business, it really gives you a reality check that you need. And it makes you more resilient, but also gives you more humility going forward.
Yeah. So Misa will continue because
I will continue to what?
Function in humility because
I'll continue to function in humility because of the mistakes and failures I've had in the past.
Yeah, that have built you, right? That have definitely been responsible for building you.
Exactly.
That's intriguing. Well, tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Over the last 3 years, I'd say I really got a lot more comfortable with sales. I was going into this business, I didn't really know that much about sales and marketing. With my previous business, it wasn't as much sales and marketing. We had so much press that I didn't need to worry about doing that as much and finding a market for the product. And so I've really learned how to pound the pavement the last couple years and build a business from the ground up through sales and understanding the marketing and sales funnel. And I'm still working on that too. Yeah. So that's definitely been an interesting challenge. I wouldn't say it's always comfortable, but it's really cool growing pains. And looking back on it, I always am so proud of how much I've learned and how much I've grown.
So you definitely feel proud. Why would you suggest to someone out there that's listening that may be an entrepreneur that may be going through or did go through that exact scenario where, hey, they didn't even need to put in the work. People were lining up, right? Why would you suggest they do what you've done by revisiting that and now getting into the sales aspect?
Yeah. So you mean if someone wanted to, get to where I was with sales, I think you just have to really, in sales, you really have to build a resilience. You have to be open to getting rejected, 90% of the time, doing a lot of things that fail fast. Right now I'm working hard on content marketing, and I had some content blog posts that have 12,000 views on LinkedIn, and others where I just spent so much time and I thought it was going to be a home run and I would get so many visitors and I thought I was going to crush it. And then it never panned out and I only got a couple hundred at the most. So the thing is, you can't predict your success. I like to think I can control things, but I can't. But hard work and persistence and resilience, you can get somewhere. You will get somewhere. It might not be where you think you're going to go, but you can definitely move forward.
Well, amazing audience. We are live with Misa Chian. Do check her out. Again, the co-founder of Praiseworthy. Now, I did pick up a podcast that you were doing, right? And it was pretty amazing to see. But is it a podcast? Like, I was looking for Praiseworthy on iTunes and couldn't find it, though. But I did see the Crowdcast that you most recently did, right? With Dean Turner. What's going on there?
Yeah, so we do have a podcast. It's available on our blog, praiseworthy.co/blog. I have not submitted the podcast yet to Apple iTunes, which I need to.
Please
I just haven't gotten around to it. So all the podcast recordings, though, they are available on the website. So I will, though, in the next couple months, you'll be able to access it through Apple. for
Wonderful,
sure.
wonderful. All right, well, Misha, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Misha, what is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory. I would have to say I was really shy growing up, so I was at the video store with my dad, and I ran to who I thought was my dad because I could only see his legs, and then it ended up being another dad. And I was so shy and terrified that it was the wrong person. So I'm definitely not shy anymore, but that's a good memory to have, to remember how far I've come with being able to interact with people since I think I was like 3 years old or 4 years old.
Interesting. So why do you think this memory of all memories is so clear?
I think because I was so embarrassed at the time.
Yeah.
Extremely embarrassed.
That's intriguing. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Yeah. Yeah. Please.
Yeah, I love the idea of our capacity as individuals. Sometimes we look horizontally, right, and not above us, and it's because of our belief, right? And it's intriguing that at that particular point in time, you're a child, right? No one's killing you for that, right? But you looked horizontally, not up, right? And you were mistaken. And I think in entrepreneurship it occurs, and the value you spoke of, the mentors that you had in place that then helped you to move to the next level, if you were to look at it from a different angle. And it's fascinating to see that you're creating platforms now to ensure that individuals who are looking, one, have the ability to give response, and two, the people that want to be seen, like your father in the picture, right? He would want to be seen the way you need to see him so you could identify him as well, right? So it's just fascinating, the communication there.
Definitely.
Yeah. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
What's my favorite song? Oh my gosh. The number one thing that comes to my mind, and this is so embarrassing, Casey and JoJo, All My Life. I really like that. It definitely wasn't very deep at 12 years old.
Yeah, definitely. It's a deep song. Yeah, it's fascinating how it connects, just the love. It seems as though you live in love. I could be wrong, but it seems as though you live in love, humility, love, humility. Yeah. All right, well, Misha, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to go pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Misha?
Yes, I am.
Misha, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
My child.
Are you married?
Yes.
You have one child?
I'm actually pregnant right now.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations. All right, so let's call 2. All right. So do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No, definitely not.
How about 3 hours a week?
No, there's no time.
What about screen time? The phone and the computer, is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Computer 8 hours because of work.
Okay.
That's, I think, why I don't watch TV. We don't have screen time after work.
Okay. Misha, after 1,001 conversations in 3 months,
Wow.
in 2016, I came up with a workbook. The name of it is called Yours. It stands for Your Own Unique Real Self. The idea is you answer some questions and then you uncover, hopefully, your own unique real statement, your mission, aka mission, right? If you had to share with us, Misha, your own unique real statement, something that represents who Misha Chien is, what would you say that is?
Oh gosh, this is really hard. I would say follow your passion in life, through your career, through your significant other, through all of your relationships.
Yeah.
Because life is short.
Yeah. The love definitely runs through everything there in this conversation, right? So this was fun. Misha, hey, before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Just follow your passion, audience.
Love it. Misha Chien, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.